Hi, and welcome to this video. Sorry, not an awful lot's been done. I've had a bit of a hard time at work, or well, some personal issues going on, and yeah, I've stuffed up my hand a little bit. So there's a few things that have slowed me down. But in this video, I will show you that I have actually dealt with the leading edge. And I've been dealing with a few other bits and pieces, so I'll see what I can do to show you on that. Okay, this is the blue. I've painted a strip of glue on, a chunk wider than it needs to be, but the idea is that the next strip I can do, and I don't have to go to the edge and have a chance of painting and gluing it onto the table. So I can measure across now 4 inches, cut a strip all the way, and we'll be ready to stick that onto the leading edge. I think that'll make it look a little bit, just a little bit prettier. It looks a bit plain all in silver, so hence I'm going to put this strip on. It's not one of the fancy scallop type, because I think yeah, that should be kept to aircraft like Playboys and Pit Specials and things, and to try and match the scalloping of my actual ribs it would be next to impossible. So it's just a straightforward strip, tapered down to come part way round about to about my finger is there on the tip, not going all the way around it. There we go. Next bit is to, once this is fully dry, is to mark it up and cut it into a thin strip. I'll also be cutting a strip from this to do the leading edge of the tail plane, the horizontal stabilizer, and then I'll roll this up and keep it to one side, and we'll get the silver out and mark and cut that for the other wing while I've got the table clear, hopefully, and then I can work on from there and get the other half of the tail plane covered, the leading edge strip put on that, the leading edge strip put on this, the aileron bolted on and screwed into position, the wood ring covered up, this wing stuck into the middle shelf there, that wing out, varnish it, do all the other bits and pieces it needs to have done to it, and then we move forward to the system. I think it's going to take about, I think I've got about 6 to 8 weeks worth of work, because I can't work on it every weekend. I've got bits and pieces on at some of the weekends to fly the works aircraft too, so it's going to slow me down. So I'm trying to work out what I'm going to show you in video format, and some of it will be I think I need to show you what I'm doing with the works aircraft, or what the works aircraft looks like, and so that's something else I need to do. Otherwise you'd just be seeing wing covering and wing covering and wing covering, and there's not going to be a huge amount of differences between that, so it'd be quite boring. Right, okay, I've done it. I've put the blue strip along the leading edge, 3 1/4 inches wide, and I just kept sort of straight line that went down to taper there to make life a little bit easier, and that just sort of finishes off that end quite nicely, I think. So there we go, reasonable job done. I bought this anti-slip material. It's sticky back, it's marine based, so it should be okay on an aircraft. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this into 3 equal width strips. Put it down the step so it's just in from the edge, about the same amount on each side, and one in the middle, going front to back, and it'll stop about 6 inches from the trailing edge, because I think that's a good place to stop it. I don't want to have, although it's my aircraft, somebody might stand on it to look in it or something. I don't want them treading too far back, because it's not ultra strong back there. The step, it's just a straightforward out support to the trailing edge. There's no, although it's a triangle, it's just a cantilever out, where here it's braced between the two spars. So I'd rather people sort of trod about halfway between there and the front spar. So that's where I'm going to put it anyway. So to start off with, I'm going to cut the end square and cut it to length squared off with a knife from the rear face, just a craft knife, and then I'm going to cut it into 3 equal width strips. And I'll put a little radius on the corners, and I think that looks nice, but it also corners tend to catch on things, so I'll put the radius on and I'll show you what it looks like after I've given this a quick degrease to make sure there's no contamination on there. And there we go. Okay, there we go, the 3 strips. I don't think it looks too shabby. Nicely stuck down. As it's marine, one hopes it would be waterproof and cope with general conditions. I've also got some just in here on the back faces of the footboards inside, just to make it easy to get in and out, so I can put my foot on there and not have it slipping after I've been on wet grass and things. So there we go. Okay, some little 3D printed bits. My boss has printed up for me. I've designed them, drew them on FreeCAD, and then sent him the files, and he's 3D printed these. These are to go onto the interplane strut, going through there, and have the piezostatic pipe work going through, up, pointing out forwards. So I've had a couple of sets made up so that they can stagger and support the piezostatic going up the wing. So there we go, one little job done. Actually took a couple of evenings for me to draw up, get to work as it should do, and do other bits which I had to do. So I suppose it took me about half an hour or so of drawing things up, and these took about, I think it was about an hour and a half for him to print all the ones which he's given me, which is brilliant. Hey ho. Well, as I said at the beginning of the video, not very much done. I've got leading edge bits, the treadway sorted out, registration cut, some 3D print bits sorted out, and I'm just waiting for a set of bearings. I can get the aileron refitted properly, and then I can really concentrate on getting on to the next wing, which would be good. That's what this registration is for. So we'll see how we get on. Don't expect a huge amount from me for the next few weeks. I've got a lot of things on in my life at the moment, which depends on how they pan out, depends on how quickly or how slowly the build goes. So please be patient, and I'll catch you in the next video. Keep yourselves fit and well. Bye now. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up. You can subscribe or even hit the little bell notification for future videos. Any comments would be appreciated, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Remember, go fly and feel the sky.